All right, we've got one more Boker to talk about from Professor EDC. This is the Bonfire with the part number right there if you want. Also loaned in from Knife Center. Well, you already know the drill. You've been listening to a bunch of videos I've already done about that. Professor EDC sent these to me from Knife Center, and here we go. This is an interesting one. It is a liner lock front flipper with a nail nick. So it's kind of got everything going on. Green micarta scales, a D2 blade, and it's a little off center, this one. So I'm not going to mess with that. I'll let Professor EDC mess with that if he wants. It's fine to me because it's not rubbing or anything, but just letting you know. Now, it does have a jimping up here on the top so you can roll it open, or more traditional front flipper that way as well. It works sort of equally well both ways. It's up to you. Access to the lock sort of sucks. I mean, it's not terrible, but there's no cutout. Like, there's no cutout. And I'm hoping that focusing thing that it does when I zoom in and it shifts after a minute, I hope that's going to be fixed on the new camera that I just ordered. I mean, the new phone. We'll see. So let's take a quick look. Just a basic mirror polish type blade. Not mirror polish, but just a normal satin blade. Bolsters, micarta. The fit and finish is really good on this. Again, this is in your budget affordable line at about $75 from Knife Center right now. You may get it cheaper. You may get it more expensive elsewhere. I didn't go looking anywhere. I literally just looked at the receipt that Professor EDC has in the box because this was sent from Knife Center to me. But yeah, you can access the lock bar, but I would much prefer some sort of cutout because depending on your fingers, it may or may not work for you. And that is a concern. So it is 4 5/8 closed, 8 1/4 overall. I don't really like this front flipper. It flips okay. It's not my favorite at all, by any means. Front flipping is not even my thing. This one, to me, does it poorly. But that's just me. 3.65-inch blade, 3.39 cutting edge, very thin behind the edge at 0.018. Blade thickness is also very thin at 0.119. It is D2, as I mentioned. Overall thickness, it kind of tapers up to about 0.50, 501, 5051. And it weighs in at 4 ounces. So it's a good size and weight. And it feels really good in the hand. It's not my style of knife. So take all of the things I'm saying with a couple of grains of salt because it's just not my style. So I'm not biased or talking smack about it, but I'm also not talking like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread because it's just not my style. I can still appreciate it. I still enjoy it. I like showing things that are not my style because it forces me to kind of do a little bit of homework, spend a little time with something and not just talk completely off the cuff. Although I still do. Like, these are unscripted. Some other YouTubers I know, friends of mine, they actually write a script and they read off of it. I don't do that. As I've shown before, I make some notes. If you could even read that in my scribbles, I make notes beforehand of all the measurements because I measure everything myself. Here it is next to the AA and D cell batteries. Again, just normal size comparisons because everybody knows what a D cell battery is. Everybody knows what a Sharpie is. You may not know all of the other knives I use as comparisons. So that's why I use those things if anybody's ever wondering. Here it is next to the Spyderco Delica. So yeah, I measure everything myself because I don't really want to trust the website. I've seen things be different So I measure what I think is real world measurements. Okay. Here it is next to the Hellraiser P series because I love the Hellraiser and I know Professor EDC does also. So I measure everything myself. I do research. I do find out the pricing. Sometimes I talk about a price. Sometimes I don't. It just depends. And the materials and stuff like that. I kind of do. It's really just my own thoughts and feelings on a knife. I try not to watch anybody else's videos of a knife beforehand. Sometimes I'll get knives the day they come out, or I'll get them a week before they come out and I can film them and stuff like that. That's happened a couple times. But generally speaking, I'm not watching other people's videos about a knife, especially one that I've never done a video on. Like, I've done a video on the Delica. I've done a bunch of videos on Hellraisers. So now I watch other people do videos on Hellraisers because I'm not biased by them. I already love that knife. I already, know all about it. So, but yeah, you're just getting my thoughts and feelings kind of off the cuff. That's why it's a little bit jumbled. I don't do a lot of editing like my co-host on the EDC Hour does. He does a lot of editing and voiceovers and things like that. I hit record, I film it, I press stop, and I make a thumbnail and I post the video. Literally, that's it. Every once in a while, I put a picture up in the corner of, an optional knife or something like that, a before and after picture if something got modified or, things like that. That's about the extent of the editing and production quality that you're going to get from me. So anyway, I'm going to do a whole video on kind of the thoughts and philosophies of my channel here shortly because some people have asked a couple questions. So I don't know. Again, it's live unscripted television, guys. So this is what you get. Have a great day. Please go check out Professor EDC's channel. Please go check out the Boker playlist up here and EDC channel over there. Our Professor EDC's channel over there, not the EDC Hour with Dirk and Alex. Go check that out too, but I'm going to put Professors up here.